mate. First of all, there's Matty Hayes. He was in the ground yesterday. He won his first games in the Tottenham Stadium. Big up to Matt Hayes. Hope he had a good time.
Big up, Matty. Shame I didn't get to see him yesterday.
He says his record of Tottenham games is 1-8, drawn 2. Lovely stuff. Yeah, he should come more often.
Definitely.
Here's Romero after the game yesterday, replying to one of the Tottenham tweets. This is him coming in the tunnel. There he is. Vamos!
Yeah, I saw that.
I love it. I love Romero so much.
Yeah.
He
is quickly becoming a real fan's favourite, isn't he?
Mm.
The aggression and passion he shows on the pitch is second to none on our team at the moment.
Well, there's Reggie. He doesn't seem to be he seems to be walking okay, not on crutches or anything, Reggie. But do you reckon we'll see him for now to the end of the season? It's hard to say.
I don't think we will, to be honest.
His season might be over, but there he is, walking down the tunnel. Matt Laws says Romero has been a superb signing for Tottenham, already one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League. 42 million for him will prove to be a real bargain. And we spent 42 million on Sanchez, didn't we?
Yeah.
So luckily, I think we finally got it right this time with Romero.
Yeah, Don Paratici working his magic in the summer, apart from every other deal we did.
Definitely. Kulusevski's game by numbers. He only was on for 35 minutes. 100% passing accuracy, 19 touches, 6 duels won, 5 possessions won. Wow. 4 take-ons attempted and 3 completed, 2 tackles, 2 chances created and 2 assists.
That take on, right, the one I was talking about
on
in the match preview in the byline was unbelievable.
And and then he finds Højbjerg as well, an unbelievable pass. And Højbjerg's bad touch just kind of lets him down.
Yeah.
That was brilliant from him. After 34 games, Chelsea have as many league wins as Tottenham and Arsenal, which is mad when you think about how many people thought they were favourites for the title after 11 games.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, Chelsea have dropped off.
Chelsea,
really
I don't know what's happened to them this season, because it was even before this Ukraine stuff happened that Chelsea fell off.
Yeah, it was about January time.
I don't know what's happened to them.
I don't know. I just think it's they put a lot of emphasis on Lukaku, and it's just gone horribly wrong for some reason.
But why? I don't get it. Like, why has Lukaku not working made everything fall off? They didn't have Lukaku last season. Back end of last season, they seem unbeatable at times.
Well, yes and no. They won the Champions League, but their league form was still fairly up and down. They got top 4. But they went through long games. They were just getting a lot of 0-0s.
But they looked like solid at the back. They look like a really solid, well-organised team. You don't see that anymore.
I still think they keep a lot of clean sheets. They just sometimes don't look very creative going forward. I think obviously against Arsenal they were a bit all over the place to the back. It's difficult to put a finger on it. Why it's gone a bit stale for them over the last few weeks.
I'm not going to complain.
Definitely
not going to complain.
Son Heung-min has scored 19 league goals from only 11.6 XG this season, an overperformance of 65%.
That's nuts.
And he's now scored 87 Premier League goals from only 56 XG. That's incredible.
Nuts. That's
incredible. I don't think people realise how elite that is when it comes to finishing. 87 goals from 56 XG, which means like most of his goals. Over 50% of his goals, you don't expect him. The average player wouldn't score.
Those stats are pure filth.
It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Big up Sonny, man.
Yeah,
underrated as well.
Look how many,
so underrated. A lot of the season, people were like, "Oh, Sonny's not doing it," blah blah blah. This is his best season in the Spurs shirt stats-wise.
19 goals. He's going to hit hopefully 20 goals this season. He's never done that before. He's had an unbelievable season in the end, and he's especially early in the season when we had Nuno, he was kind of carrying us, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He was 5 wins we got at the beginning of the season, pretty much all down to, a lot of them were down to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's mad that he's got nearly 30 goals over his expected goals, which means that means 30 of those goals pretty much have been really hard finishes that you don't expect him to score.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't do tap-ins, does he, Sonny?
No.
Steven Bergwijn was caught talking to some Dutch media yesterday, and he said he was asked about starting for Spurs. He said, a starting spot here, I don't think so, to be honest. It's a complicated story for me. I don't play much. Ajax could be an option for me. A return to the Netherlands could be an option for me. The World Cup is coming. So you can see where his mind is at. It sounds like he's going to be off in the summer, doesn't it? And this is what I was saying in January or when over the past few months when people asked me if you feel, do I think Bergwijn will be here next season? I said right now, I don't think he wants to be here. Like, why would he when he's just not getting the game time?
Conte was speaking about him in his post-match press conference, and he was saying that Bergwijn's really unlucky. He deserves to play more, and he's not getting the minutes. And like, he's the one that's picking the team. He sees him as solely a striker. He doesn't see him anywhere else on the pitch, Stevie B. And I think that's a bit harsh on Bergwijn, to be honest, because I would have started him ahead of Mori yesterday in that position, and even on the right wing, or even put Sonny over on the right and put him on the left. I mean, I would have tried to fit Stevie B in yesterday. I would even potentially look at him as a potential wing back to fit him in. Not just to fit him in, but we've got players in those positions that are not performing. Kulu got a rest yesterday for the first half. I would have stuck in Stevie B. Emerson's not performing. I would have also stuck in Stevie B. So I think it's harsh what's going on with him at the moment, because I think he's performing every time he comes on the football pitch. And he looks like he's got a point to prove every time he comes on the football pitch. So I think Conte is mismanaging him a little bit.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to see him get more minutes on the pitch. But maybe we just need someone more suited to. I don't know. I don't like who is more suited to why isn't he suited to how we want to play? I don't know. I think he can play in that front three. So it's a shame if we do let him go. But look, if it means bringing in someone who Conte thinks is more suited to the system, then we'll just have to accept it, I guess. But it's a bit frustrating because he's a good player, and I think he's showing over the past few months that when he has got on the pitch, he's trying to make a difference. But I don't know.
Unfortunately, look, I think he's going to have to leave in the summer
for himself.
Exactly. If Conte doesn't, I think Conte knows he's a good player as well. The way he was speaking about him in the press conference, I mean, it clearly he knows that he deserves his chance and deserves more chances, but he's very stubborn in the fact that he'll only play him in Harry Kane's position.
But he played him on the left yesterday. He came on the left.
Yeah, but I'm talking about a starting role or a starting role pretty much.
Yeah. But I guess I remember there was a period of people calling for Son to be dropped and him to come in, but that was never going to happen.
No, I wouldn't do that. The only spot for him would have been on the right, unfortunately.
Yeah, but you can't even now. Kulusevski's playing too well.
Yeah, but that was the opportunity yesterday, wasn't it? That Kulu came out the team, Lucas came in. Lucas has been poor every time he's come on. Bergwijn has been good every time he's come on. It's a no-brainer for me.
I feel like maybe he doesn't like Bergwijn off the right.
Yeah, he doesn't, but it doesn't mean you can't try it. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean he can't have a good game there. He can, and he would have performed better than Lucas did yesterday for sure. Yeah. I'm certain of it.
All right, Kulusevski has surpassed Mason Mount's 103 open play assist tally in just 14 games. So Kulusevski has more open play assists than Mason Mount does.
That's mad.
In his career.
That's mad.
Not just this season.
That's mad. and also Kulu has got more assists than any Arsenal player this season as well.
Correct, and he's only played 14 games. I mean, again, he comes on and got a 2 there. And
they want to compare him to Bukayo Saka. Do me a favour.
Do one, mate. I think we're all Højbjerg after Son's strike yesterday here.
Yes, Højbjerg was like, he was like, whoa!
Brilliant. I thought that was a great, that was a good picture. Most left-footed goals in the Premier League this season. You got Salah on 18, then Son is second on 11. Mahrez is on 11 and Saka on 10. The second right-footed player to score 10 or more goals in a single season with his left foot after Harry Kane in 2017.
Unbelievable.
But it's funny how he's the second most left-footed goal scorer in the league, and he's not even left-footed. He's got more. Only Salah has more than him, and he's got those more than Saka, the same as Mahrez, who's obviously very left-footed and hardly ever uses right. Very impressive from Son. He's so two-footed,
and he's also got the most open play goals this season as well.
Most open
because
play
Salah
goals.
takes penalty. I mean, for him as a winger, I know Salah's a winger as well, but for him as a winger to be as high as he is in the goal scoring charts, it's unbelievable without being a penalty taker.
Yeah, and as well, the fact as well, he's got 19 Premier League goals and 11 with his left foot. Like, is he left foot or right foot?
What does it say, though, about the current climate of strikers in the Premier League at the moment, where two wingers are the top two goal scorers?
Yeah, I mean, strikers for some reason have had a difficult season. Obviously, Kane has had a good second half of the season, but first half he had his troubles.
Right, Ronaldo's up there as well.
Ronaldo's Ronaldo's an interesting one because he scored like 15 goals, but like he gets like a lot of hat tricks. So he goes like on long goalless
He's got
droughts.
2 hat tricks this season, yeah.
He gets like hat tricks and braces. So like he doesn't score in that many games, but when he does score, he scores like multiple goals. But look, you can't argue with his goal tally. He's got 15, I think. Lukaku's struggled massively. You had like the likes of Watkins and Ings, who haven't really had the best of seasons, have they, this season? Arsenal haven't got a goal scorer. Man City play with no striker. Liverpool play with wingers as strikers pretty much. So maybe strikers are going out of fashion.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
It seems like it. It's like Spurs have pretty much got in the top 6, the only one that has a proper recognised striker.
Yeah, who's actually scoring. You know what I mean?
and as well, Kane as well. He drops deep a lot, so he's actually playing more of like a number 10 this season anyway.
And then you got Antonio. His goals are dried up a lot.
Yeah. And Jamie Vardy's had his injury issues this year.
Yeah, Vardy's getting on a bit.
Vardy actually in the first half of the season was knocking them away, wasn't he? He scored quite a few goals.
Yeah, he was. A lot of them penalties.
But yeah, Shorem says Haaland coming to the Premier League will change that next season.
You're probably right about that. Here's Romero's reaction to Sonny's goal. I love it. I love Kuti. Unbelievable. He's great in the celebrations.
And you know what? We didn't mention in the review, but I thought Bentancur had a really strong game yesterday. I thought he controlled that midfield yesterday. He did have a few sloppy moments, quite a few actually, but I think for the most part he performed really well yesterday.
I think him and Højbjerg controlled it pretty well, to be fair. Harry Kane has 17 goals now in 14 games against Leicester, the most he's scored against any side. He does love a goal against Leicester. Although he scored yesterday, do you think overall, I think he improved as the game went on, but he did start the game very sloppily, didn't he?
He did. I mean, I was saying it in the stands. I think Barry and Grandpa and Dad were sitting around me, and I was like, what is going on with Harry Kane? I mean, every time he got that ball in the opening stages of the game, he lost it.
Yeah, just
5 or 6 times in a row, like bang. Every time it went to Harry Kane, we lost it. And then obviously he gets the goal. But Leicester, defending for that goal was shocking.
Yeah, just complete free header just outside the 60-yard box. Can't be allowing Kane there. BR Football says, have Chelsea been pulled back in the top 4 race? They're asking to join us on the couch.
I think that if Spurs and Arsenal pick up points this weekend, which is unlikely for both of us to do that, and Chelsea lose, then there's a chance. But I think, yeah, like you said, one more win for Chelsea probably seals it.
Yeah, I can't see them not getting it. Spurs boss Antonio Conte took charge of his 100th match as a Premier League manager yesterday with 65 victories, only bettered by Guardiola and Mourinho in their first century of games. Pretty good. He took charge of his 100th game in the Premier League.
Oh, I see.
And his record is only bettered by Guardiola and Mourinho in terms of his first 100 games.
So what you're saying, in that stat, we've had 2 out of the 3 managers and we're still not going to win anything.
Correct. Yep. Damn, exactly. Only Tottenham, eh? Only Tottenham. Tottenham are the top goal scorers in the Premier League over the last 16 games with 39 goals despite not scoring on 5 of those occasions.
Unbelievable, that.
That's mad. So
only Tottenham can have these stats, I'm telling you.
5 games we haven't scored, so we scored 39 goals in 11 of those games, which is mad, actually, when you think about it. It's on average of nearly 4 a game. Tottenham have scored 15 goals in their last 6 games, and Son has been involved in 9 of them.
Yeah, and the last 2 games, we didn't have a shot on target in each of them.
Yeah, but Son has been directly involved in 9 of our last 15 goals.
You got to say, I'm going to say it right now, Sonny is our player of the year. For sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he's been consistently over the whole season. You have to give it to Sonny. I think he's been our best player. And it says across the last 16 games in the Premier League, Spurs have either scored multiple goals or no goals in each match, despite failing to score in 5 of these. Spurs are top scorers, so it's basically all or nothing. They're saying. So in 11 of those games we scored over two. We scored 2 or more goals, and then in 5 of them we scored none. That's
Probably
so
should have done
Tottenham.
an Amazon documentary this season, because that's literally what we've been this season.
Yeah, literally. Premier League panel say never seen a phase of play to sum up Romero more than that second Spurs goal. 2 blood and thunder tackles after stepping out from the back three, which led to the goal. He's just a phenomenal talent who will put the onus on himself to win games for his teams with his defending.
Yeah, absolutely. And I said that in the review. I mean, that encapsulated his performance. That encapsulated him ever since he's come into this team. And we're lucky to have him. We really are. And not only that, but people forget how young he actually is and how much better he can actually get.
Yeah. And also, once we get a team, I feel like right now he's making up for a lot of the flaws in the team a lot of the time. And when we get more people on his level, like a right wing back and then some centre backs who are as aggressive as he is, like, I feel like his aggression makes up for the lack of aggression from other players.
Agreed.
But once the aggression is matched from other players, like, we're going to be such a different unit to play against. And right now we're doing our best to cover the cracks, but we still sometimes don't get the results that we should. And
Cannot
maybe
wait
next
till we
season
have a competent right wing back to go next
Yeah.
to him, man. I just
What
can't
do you think
wait.
of Emerson yesterday? Do you think he was bad?
No, I don't think he was terrible. I just
Still,
don't think he
yeah.
was great. I just don't think he didn't have a good display. I mean, defensively he was good, but he offered absolutely nothing going forward. Absolutely nothing. I mean, how many times do you look at that football pitch and see Emerson completely free on that right-hand side? Spurs players don't want to pass him. Leicester players didn't want to go defend him either.
Yeah.
They just leave him completely free. No, but it's like sometimes when we're going forward, it's like we're playing with 10 men whenever Emerson there.
Yeah, and they just
That's
don't
what
want
it
to
feels
use
like.
him.
We don't want to use him, and the opposition don't care about him.
Yeah, I agree. There's Kulusevski getting more assists so far than Odegaard this season by double.
Yeah,
Is it
that's
double the assists of Odegaard.
That's a mad stat, because Odegaard, actually since November, I think he's created the most chances in the Premier League.
So maybe it says more about who he's supplying,
Maybe.
potentially. This is expected goals is divisive for some, but there's no doubt about Humanson's finishing this season. He's got he's the top in the league for overperforming his expected goals, higher than De Bruyne, Ward-Prowse, Smith Rowe and Zaha. And considering as well, De Bruyne and Ward-Prowse score a lot of goals from outside the box. So that shows how elite his finishing is,
Yeah,
Humanson.
and, we're talking about him over scoring his XG by quite some way.
We always do it every year. Last season as well, he did it massively.
But what I'm saying is that I can't really remember too many goals. Maybe I'm completely wrong and my memory is going a bit crazy, which it is sometimes. But has he scored many kind of goals with low XG this season in terms of like bangers or goals that you don't expect him to score? Because I can't remember too many.
Well, early, first day of the season, he scored from outside the box against City, didn't he? The goal against Watford was maybe a cross, but that's probably a goal.
That's probably 0 XG, that goal.
Yeah, that's probably at 0.1 or something. Then obviously yesterday, I'm trying to think of other games he scored. How's he scored against his XG? I can't remember. I'm trying to remember some of the other goals he scored. Let us know in the chat what bangers has Sonny scored this season.
That's the only 2 I can remember, the one in the first game of the season and the one yesterday. I can't really remember any others this season that he scored.
I'm sure there are.
But there are 19 of them, so I can't remember all 19 goals. So
I'm sure he scored a few from outside the box this season.
Rifle says West Ham. Did he score a bang against West Ham?
Well, the deflection.
Oh, was it deflection? That one.
The deflection off, what's his name, off Zuma. You can count that. The other one was just a one-on-one. Did it say here if you go into his thing? I don't know if it says exactly. Maybe not.
Because a lot of his goals this season have been brilliant passes from Harry Kane and him just bearing down on goal one-on-one and just slotting it. That's been like what the majority of his goals have been like, haven't it?
So 2 goals from outside the box. A lot of them have just been from central. Apparently the goal, his hat-trick goal against Villa, that was a very low XG. While the low XG goals, there haven't been too many other ones. A lot of them been 0.3, which is fairly high. His other one against Leicester yesterday was fairly low, although that was, you might have a good point there. Not too many of them have been, apart from City and the other one. The other ones they've all been about 0.3, which is about a third chance.
But what I'm
third
saying
chance
about
of
that,
scoring.
what I'm saying about that is we need, against like especially low block teams, we need Sonny to start having more shots from outside the area. Him and Kane, to be honest, not just
Yeah.
Sonny. We need to start taking more shots from 25, 20 yards out.
Because we've got lethal players
That's
from there,
what
and
I'm saying.
Kulusevski as well.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at Reddit. 1 sec. Lucas Moura football. Lucas Moura's football in one picture. It says Lucas Moura goes on a solo run, but he fails to create a chance as an opposition player blocks in. The ball goes behind for a corner, and Tottenham will have the opportunity from the corner. That pretty much sums up Lucas Moura, doesn't it?
Literally. Down to a T.
Even Conte was blown away
This
from
reaction
Sonny's
was
goal.
brilliant.
I love Conte so much. He reacts to that.
I
Look
know,
at that.
I
Absolutely
know.
brilliant stuff. There was Son having a bit of a Golini pinching him yesterday on the sidelines during the game.
Galini seems like a good cheerleader.
Rodon seems to be enjoying it. Conte hugging Sonny after the game. Apparently, Conte said to Sonny after the game, "I don't know what footed are you?
I know.
You say you're right-footed, but are you right-footed? I don't know." After seeing Bentancur, Kulusevski, and Romero play yesterday, he says, "Y'all got any more of those Juve rejects?" Which I thought was quite funny. Then that was the cameo from Kulusevski. Went through it before, and that's it really.
All
That's
right.
it.
So that is how social media did react to the 3-1 win at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium yesterday.